Greece, a land of rugged mountains, deep blue seas, and scattered islands, has long been a cradle of civilization, shaping the foundations of Western culture, philosophy, politics, and science. Its history stretches back thousands of years, starting with the earliest known civilizations on its soil, the Minoans of Crete, flourishing around 2700 BC. These people built magnificent palaces like Knossos, developed intricate art, and pioneered trade across the Mediterranean. Their society was advanced, with writing systems such as Linear A, which remains largely undeciphered, leaving us with mysteries about their language and culture. The Minoans worshipped powerful goddesses, perhaps reflecting a matriarchal or at least female-centric religious structure, and left behind colorful frescoes depicting ceremonies, sports, and marine life, showing the civilization that celebrated both nature and culture. Following the Minoans, the Mycenaeans rose on mainland Greece around 1600 BC, a society deeply influenced by Minoan trade and culture, but more warlike in nature. They are often associated with the legendary tales of the Trojan War, immortalized in Homer's epics, though these stories blend myth with echoes of historical events. Mycenaeans developed Linear B, an early form of Greek writing, used for keeping records of goods, land, and administrative matters. Their citadels, built atop hills, such as Mycenae and Tiryns, were fortified with massive stone walls known as Cyclopean walls. Warrior elites, elaborate burial practices, and tales of kings and heroes reveal a culture that valued honor, strength, and hierarchy. However, by around 1100 BC, the Mycenaean civilization collapsed, likely due to invasions, internal conflict, and economic decline, ushering in what historians call the Greek Dark Ages. During the Dark Ages, Greece saw a loss of literacy, urban culture, and complex society. But these centuries were also a time of transformation. Populations shifted, oral traditions thrived, and the foundations for later Greek identity were laid. Around 800 BC, the Greeks emerged into the Archaic period, reviving literacy through the adoption of the Phoenician alphabet, adapting it into the first Greek alphabet that allowed for the recording of epic poetry and law. Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, possibly composed during this period, immortalized heroes, gods, and values such as bravery, honor, and loyalty. City-states, or police, began to form, each with its own government, army, and identity. Some, like Athens, developed early forms of democracy, while others, like Sparta, emphasized military discipline. Colonization spread Greek culture across the Mediterranean and Black Sea regions, creating new cities and trading networks that linked cultures and ideas. The classical period of Greece, roughly the 5th and 4th centuries BC, is often seen as the pinnacle of Greek civilization. Athens, after repelling Persian invasions at battles like Marathon and Salamis, entered a golden age of art, architecture, and philosophy. The Parthenon, statues of gods and heroes, and the theaters of tragedy and comedy reflect a civilization striving for excellence, balance, and beauty. Philosophy reached unprecedented heights with Socrates questioning morality, Plato envisioning ideal societies, and Aristotle analyzing nature, ethics, and politics. Meanwhile, Greek science advanced with figures like Hippocrates in medicine and Pythagoras in mathematics, setting intellectual foundations that would echo for millennia. However, the classical period was not without turmoil. Athens and Sparta, once allies against Persia, fought the devastating Peloponnesian War, a conflict that weakened both city-states and left Greece vulnerable to external powers. The rise of Macedonia under Philip II, a brilliant military strategist and unifier, changed the course of Greek history. His son, Alexander the Great, conquered an empire stretching from Greece to Egypt and India, spreading Hellenic culture far beyond its native lands. Alexander founded cities, encouraged cultural exchanges, and inspired the Hellenistic Age, where Greek language, arts, philosophy, and science mingled with local traditions across 3 continents. Following Alexander's death, Greece gradually came under Roman influence. By 146 BC, it became a part of the Roman Empire, yet Greek culture continued to thrive, shaping Roman education, philosophy, art, and religion. When the Western Roman Empire fell, The Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, preserved Greek language, Orthodox Christianity, and classical knowledge for centuries. Byzantium, with its capital at Constantinople, became a center of culture, learning, and trade, influencing Europe and the Near East. Despite repeated invasions, plagues, and economic challenges, Greek scholars preserved ancient texts that would later fuel the Renaissance in Western Europe. The Ottoman conquest in 1453 brought centuries of foreign domination. Greeks faced heavy taxation, forced conscriptions, and the devshirme system, which took children to serve in the Ottoman military. Yet, Greek culture persisted through trade, education in monasteries, and the preservation of Orthodox Christian traditions. Merchants, sailors, and scholars ensured that Greece remained connected to Europe and the Mediterranean world, setting the stage for eventual independence. The 19th century Greek War of Independence, inspired by Enlightenment ideals and national identity, finally restored Greek sovereignty, leading to the modern nation we know today. Greece's history is not merely a series of dates and wars. It is a story of resilience, innovation, and enduring influence. From the palaces of Crete to the theaters of Athens, from the battles of Marathon to the conquests of Alexander, the Greek people shaped art, philosophy, politics, and science for the ages. Its myths, literature, and architectural marvels continue to inspire generations, reminding us that even in the face of collapse and conquest, culture, intellect, and identity endure. Greece's mountains, seas, and ruins stand as silent witnesses to centuries of human achievement, struggle, and imagination, marking it forever as the birthplace of so much that defines the modern world. Even today, the echoes of ancient Greece resonate across the world. Modern democracy, philosophy, theater, and even scientific inquiry carry the fingerprints of Greek thought. Cities once bustling with agora markets now lie in ruins, yet their influence thrives in education, architecture, and government systems across continents. Every student learning about logic, every visitor marveling at the Parthenon, and every scholar studying Greek mythology continues a conversation that began thousands of years ago. Greece teaches us that culture and ideas can survive the rise and fall of empires, wars, and time itself, leaving an enduring legacy that shapes human civilization. Ultimately, the history of Greece is a story of human aspiration, creativity, and resilience. From the humble beginnings of the Minoans to the philosophical heights of Athens and the expansive reach of Alexander's conquests, it is a narrative that celebrates curiosity, courage, and the pursuit of knowledge. Greece reminds us that even small city-states with limited resources can leave an indelible mark on the world when people dare to think, explore, and create. Its mountains, seas, and ruins are more than landscapes. They are monuments to human ingenuity, a testament to the power of culture, and a beacon for generations yet to come, urging humanity to reach beyond its limits and dream beyond the horizon.